This is a little bit of backtracking to the auto trace stuff, but it might be helpful for your workbook work. When you have an auto trace done, there's a really good way to change the colors. And the reason I'm showing you this is because one of the things that you've probably been talked to about is iterations, doing one thing and then doing multiple copies of it with slight variations. This is a good way to do the color, and what it will do is very quickly it'll give you a whole lot of other options to stick in a workbook, to add to that workbook. So what we're looking for is swatches and color guide. You'll find these things up under the window, color guide, and swatches a bit further down. So what I can do is in the swatches, you can see I've got a whole lot of colors here. Actually, they look like the same color swatch, so I'm just going to get rid of those. There we go. And you'll see down the bottom we've got a whole lot of options here, and one of them on the left hand side deals with kind of color options. So if we go, let's try Renaissance, see what that's like. It'll give us a whole lot of swatches here. So I can grab some of those. I'll grab this top one, let's drag it over, chuck it in there, and it's added to the swatches. Foods. Let's have a look at fruit. Yeah, there's some bright ones there that I'll chuck in. And you can keep going like this, grabbing a few different sort of systems. What am I going to go for? Alright, I'll try cool, a whole lot of cold shades here. And I'm just going to go with that at the moment, so I can close that. The swatches, close that. And what I can do here is if I drag around an image, if I don't want to see all those marks, this is just a tip, you can go Command H, and it won't give all those lines over the middle. Command H, I'll take it back. Doesn't matter, because as soon as I go to the color guide, it kind of gets rid of that anyway. So if I click on this, I'll see there's like a little color wheel down the bottom. What you'll find is you can select it there, or I can come up the top here, and once I've selected something, you'll find it up here, recolor artwork. If I click on it, it brings this huge menu into play. And the way it works is I've got these options down the side. I can still add more. Like what I can find is that under here I've got some other options, shades, complementary to. If I like something from here, pentagram, click it, and I can add it as a group by hitting that folder, adds it in here. And you can see as soon as I've clicked on it, click on any of these, the way it's kind of recoloring the artwork. So I quite liked what was happening with this one. Now, actually, I'll pick one that's a bit more full on. I'll go for brights. Now, the first thing you can do here is under auto, you can limit the number of colors. I'll take it down to 3, 2. It's becoming almost monochromatic, or put it back up to all. Now, down here, there's 3 options here. If I click through this one on the left, it swaps these around, it randomizes them and gives me other color selections. So let's go, I go 4, so it's a little bit plainer over here. And very quickly it's going to give you these kind of random options. If I like something like this, the next one along deals with the saturation and the brightness. So if I click it, it's trying to play with that saturation. Now the other thing I've got here is if I say click on this color and I click the third little icon along with the magnifying glass, it will isolate it. It will show me where that color is and only that color in the image. These sliders down here will let you play with the colors up here. I can switch that back. So the purple that I've got here that's replacing the brown, you can see it changing with the green. Now it's going to the orange. You can play with all of this. Come back here and randomize. Now the other option you've got here as well, you've still got all of this. We can come in and select any of those color groups. But if we go to edit, this one's really good as well. Like this option here, you can see it's actually linked, and then with the cross through it, it's unlinked. When it's linked, the two little lines on either side, if I move one of these, it moves all of them in relation to each other. So the main color here is blue, but everything you'll see as I rotate it is trying to keep the same kind of proportions. Now I can unlink it and I can move all of these things. So here if I just move the blue into the yellow, the bulk of that blue is going to change color. I've got a plus and a minus. So if I click the minus, I can get rid of some of these colors. Back to link, they're all moving in proportion. Again, it doesn't preview live, so as soon as you let go, you get the preview. Plus, I can come in here and I can click a new color. If I want to move it independently, again, I unlock it and can move it around. We have our sliders. You can see if we move a slider here, you can see the circle moving around. There's another funny option here, the line one, the display bars. And you can kind of swap the order of the bars around. So the main color here is purple, so I can change that to blue by swapping that, or maybe I want it as this kind of orangey yellow color. It's easy when there's so few colors. It becomes a little more complicated when there's a lot more. This next one along, it just gives a smooth version of those colors, not the staggered one. Probably makes it a bit more subtler with these changes. So I can go OK, yes, and then I've got a quick color variation there. Grab the next one, and citrus. Yeah, that's an iteration. You know, it's not too dissimilar to the others, but you can see very, very quickly you can get these variations, and you can go in and edit them afterwards with a lot of subtlety. Let's go cold. I quite like that one. So here's here's an example here. As I can go through, if I grab this, either I can go OK, and then I can go in and select a color. But see how there's that black through the here. We've got that here. Click yes, and I'm going to say OK. Double click on one here will let me bring up the color picker, and I'll say, okay, well I actually blue color. See, so it's kind of matched in. It's a wee bit darker. I can play with it around with this here. So change the color so you can get it to just a color that matches and it doesn't stand out so much as the black. I go okay. Onto the whoops. Let's see. Onto the last one. Last one here. Brights. Let's randomize through there. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that one. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go. I'll try playing with the saturation. Yep, I like that one. I'll go okay. At this case, if I didn't want to do it through that color guide, I can do things like this, where I can grab that color. I can go select, same, fill color, and it grabs all of those black options. If there was more black through the rest of the other pictures, then that would get selected as well. But now I can actually come in here and say, okay, instead of black, let's give it another color. I can go get the eyedropper tool, Command I, pick the purple, and say, okay, so maybe I'm going to darken that up slightly. There we go. And play around with things that way. But you can see straight away, very, very good way to quickly get iterations using Illustrator.